Hey guys, for Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez. If you look at all the major categories for this year's Grammy Awards, you'll notice one thing that they have in common, that hip-hop has taken over the majority of the nominations. However, hip-hop, and more specifically rap as a genre, have had beef with the Recording Academy. It may not be as obvious now with rappers like Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and Cardi B leading the way in all major categories, but way back when, rap's relationship with the awards show has been overshadowed with boycotts and snubs. This year's ceremony marks the 30th anniversary of the first Grammy for Best Rap Performance, and today it appears we're at a place where progress has been made. But then again, you never know. Jay-Z did leave empty-handed last year, but I digress. That being said, let's take a look at the ups and downs of the history of rap's prominence at the Grammys. 1989, Will Smith and Jazzy Jeff boycott the Grammys. Even though rap had been flooding popular culture for at least 10 years prior, thanks to the Sugar Hill Gang's Rapper's Delight and movies like Wild Style and Crush Groove, the Grammys only recognized rap as a category for the first time at their 31st annual show. The nominees for the first ever Best Rap Performance were LL Cool J for Going Back to Cali, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince for Parents Just Don't Understand, Salt and Peppa for Push It, JJ Fad for Supersonic, and Kool Moe Dee for Wild Wild West. All seemed well for the inauguration of rap at the Grammys, but then it was announced that the category would not be televised due to time restrictions. It was then that 3 of the 5 nominees decided to boycott the show. The Fresh Prince, who was originally asked to perform and present the ceremony, said, "You go to school for 12 years, they give you your diploma, and they deny you that walk down the aisle." In another statement, the Fresh Prince said, "We're ecstatic they made a rap category, and we're ecstatic we were nominated, but we think we deserve better than that." The show went on as scheduled, and eventually Will Smith as the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff won the first Grammy for Best Rap Performance. Instead of Will performing like originally planned, fellow nominee Kool Moe Dee did, making him the first rapper to ever perform on the Grammy stage. The following year, the category was televised and has been since then, except for a gap year in 2015. The 90s, rap's roller coaster relationship with the Grammys begins. The 90s were filled with highs and lows for rap at the Grammys. In 1990, Young MC was the first solo hip-hop act to receive a Grammy for Best Rap Performance for his now eternal hit, Bust a Move. The following year, in 1991, MC Hammer made history for his album Please Hammer Don't Hurt 'Em, making it the first rap album to be nominated for Album of the Year. Let's not forget that his hit single You Can't Touch This was also the first rap song to be nominated for Record of the Year. Although Hammer ended up losing in both major categories, he did win for Best Rap Performance for his single. That same year, however, Public Enemy, who was nominated for Best Rap Performance by a duo group for Fear of a Black Planet, boycotted the awards because that category wasn't being televised. In 1993, hip-hop finally had its major category win thanks to Arrested Development. Their album 3 Years, 5 Months, and 2 Days in the Life of helped them become the first hip-hop artist to win in the category of Best New Artist. During this period, acts like Young MC, MC Hammer, and Arrested Development weren't considered to be real hip-hop, further proving how lost the Grammys really were when it came to rap music, considering acts like A Tribe Called Quest, Dr. Dre, and the Wu-Tang Clan all released genre-shifting music between 1991 and 1993. In 1999, Lauryn Hill swept 5 awards for the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Technically, this has been debated as a first for hip-hop since her album was categorized as R&B by the Grammys, but real ones know her brand of R&B is in fact hip-hop. The MC took home 5 statues, including those for Best New Artist and Album of the Year. To many, the first true rap album to win Album of the Year was Outkast's Speakerboxxx The Love Below in 2004. 1999 to 2003, Jay-Z boycotts the Grammys. Amidst all the firsts that happened for rap at the Grammys in the 90s, the decade ended with the genre's top artist, Jay-Z, deciding to boycott the awards show. Jay-Z said that he didn't think they gave the rightful respect to hip-hop. During the Clive Davis pre-Grammy Gala last year, Jay-Z was honored with the Grammy Salute to Industry Icons Award. During a speech, he explained his reason to boycott. "I had an album called Volume 2. You like that album? And I was nominated for some awards. There was another guy, his name was DMX, and he had released 2 albums the same year. They did like 900,000. The same year, he had released 2 albums and he wasn't nominated for any Grammys. I actually boycotted the Grammys that year. My first time coming back 6 years later was for the Crazy in Love album, Dangerously in Love, with the beautiful Miss Beyonce." Hov admitted that since then, he's been able to approach the awards in a much different way. I realized that art is super subjective. The Academy, they are human like we are, and they are voting on things they like. And we can pretend we don't care, but we do. We really care because we are seeing the most incredible artists stand on that stage, and we aspire to be that. And so I was like, I have to be there. And that's the idea for all of us to come together to push this thing further. Now what happens at the Grammys, it is what it is. Jay-Z attended the 2018 show with wife Beyonce and their daughter Blue. He was nominated for 8 Grammys, including Best Album of the Year for 444, which Bruno Mars ultimately won for 24 Karat Magic. 2004 to 2014, the Recording Academy keeps stacking L's. According to Billboard, 2004 was set to be Kanye's year. He had 10 nominations, including Best Album, Song of the Year, and Best New Artist. Not only did Kanye have a prime performance slot during the telecast, but he also won Best Rap Album for College Dropout and Best Rap Song for Jesus Walks. However, Kanye still didn't win big in the coveted major categories. Billboard also points out that despite Kanye winning 21 Grammys, he has never won in the major 4 categories, which are Album of the Year, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best New Artist. This year, Kanye is nominated for Producer of the Year, non-classical. Because of his frustrations with rap artists like Kanye, Eminem, and Drake not being honored in any of the top 4 categories, in 2011, hip-hop mogul Steve Stout dropped $40K on a full-page ad in the style section of the Sunday edition of the New York Times, condemning the Recording Academy for being hypocritical, and that they have clearly lost touch with contemporary popular culture. In an effort to patch things up, LL Cool J was chosen to host the following year's ceremony, 23 years after his boycott in 1989. 2014 was the year of Kendrick Lamar. The Compton rapper was nominated 7 times for his critically acclaimed album Good Kid, Mad City. Many people thought he would take home the honor of Best New Artist, but the Recording Academy gave that golden statue to Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. The duo swept 3 of the 4 rap categories, including Best Rap Album, against Kendrick. Kendrick ended up walking away with 0 wins that night, and apparently even Macklemore was shocked. He ended up posting a screenshot of his text messages with Kendrick apologizing for robbing him of the award. 2016 to 2019, the Recording Academy takes steps to improve. In 2016, Kendrick came back with a vengeance. K-Dot's sophomore album To Pimp a Butterfly earned a whopping 11 nominations, the most ever for a rapper and, according to Billboard, the second most for any artist behind Michael Jackson in 1984. Kendrick still did not win in any of the major categories but swept the rap categories, saying that winning Best Rap Album was a win for hip-hop. Not only did Kendrick get some well-deserved recognition from the Recording Academy, but he also got free range when it came to his performance. Kendrick used his stage time to highlight Black Lives Matter, taking a stand against police brutality. The Grammys really made an effort in 2017 to make the judging process fair all around. To address criticism, they added a rap nomination review. Because of that, we've seen more of rap's cultural popularity reflected in not only the nominations, but in the wins. But it's still not enough. Before this year's nominations, Billboard sat down with 4 prominent figures in the hip-hop industry, including Spotify's head of urban music, Carl Sherry. Sherry said, "Last year was a hell of a pump fake. All of us got excited, Grammys so black, then we lost in all of the major categories. There's this conversation now about hip-hop being pop culture, but we need to get to a point where the Grammys accurately reflect what's happening in pop culture. Kanye West is the most critically acclaimed artist of the 21st century, period, across all genres. Kendrick Lamar is probably the most critically acclaimed person in the 2010s. They've both been nominated in the general categories and have never won. There are only 2 rap acts that have won in general categories, Lauryn Hill and Outkast. We're close, but not there yet." When this year's nominations were announced, there looked to be a glimmer of hope for rap to win big at the Grammys. This is the first year the Grammys has implemented its expanded rules for categories like Album of the Year and Song of the Year. Now those categories will have 8 slots instead of the usual 5. Looking at the major categories like Record of the Year, 5 out of the 8 are hip-hop acts, including Childish Gambino's This Is America, Drake's God's Plan, and Post Malone and 21 Savage's Rockstar. Tonight, Kendrick Lamar leads the pack with 8 nominations, Drake is right behind him with 7, and Cardi B and Childish Gambino are tied with 5 each. Rap producer Boy Wonder snagged 6 nominations as well. At this point, history has proved that it doesn't hurt to be a little pessimistic when it comes to expecting rap to win big at the Grammys. But this year's list of nominees gives us enough of a silver lining to still root for music's biggest genre to show out on music's biggest night. Looks like we'll just have to tune in tonight to see who takes home some of the highest honors. The Grammys air at 8 p.m. Eastern Time tonight on CBS. That's your news for now. For more on this and the rest of what you need to know, keep it locked to Complex on YouTube. For Complex News, I'm Natasha Martinez.